Ms. Bondi, good morning.
Good morning.
What became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI paid to Mr. Homan in a paper bag, evidently?
When a United States senator can't get a straight answer to one basic question, what happened to $50,000 in FBI cash? That's not oversight, that's a cover story. Today, you're going to watch Pam Bondi dodge that question in real time, over and over again. And we're going to break down exactly what that silence is protecting.
Paper bag, evidently.
Senator, as Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI, agents, and DOJ prosecutors. They found no credible evidence of any wrongdoing.
And that was not my question. My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
Are you saying that they did not deliver $50,000 in cash to Mr. Homan?
Senator, as recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review
different question.
by the FBI agents,
That's a
by
different
Department
question.
of Justice prosecutors. They found no evidence of wrongdoing.
That's a different question. What became of the $50,000? Did the FBI get it back?
Mr. Whitehouse, Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to talk to the FBI.
The report to you, can't you answer this question?
Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to discuss this with Director Patel.
Did Homan keep the $50,000?
As Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr.
Never mind.
Homan
I can
was
see I'm not going to get a straight
full
answer from you to a very simple
by
question.
the FBI agents and the DOJ.
Do
They
you know-
found no credible evidence of wrongdoing. You know, you're very concerned about money and people taking money, and you rail against
wait a
dark
second,
money.
wait a second, wait a
Yet
second.
you work with dark
Wait a
money
second.
groups all the time, Senator
Wait a
Whitehouse.
second. Did you know whether or not in that investigation they looked at whether the $50,000 payment to Mr. Homan was declared by him on his tax returns?
Senator, I would be more concerned if I were you when you talk about corruption and money, that when you pushed for legislation that would subsidize your wife's company.
The questions here are actually pretty specific. So having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here. I'd like, Mr. Chairman, you generally like to have us be able to get answers to know, and we'll follow up with the QFR. And to the extent Patel wants to answer, that would be great as well. What happened to the $50,000? Did Homan keep it? Did the FBI get it back? If he kept it, did he put it on his tax returns? Pretty simple questions. Homan was the same guy who said there was a deal with Eric Adams. He said, if Adams doesn't come through, I'll be back. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to? Which brings us to the OPR investigation of prosecutorial misconduct by Emil Bovee, because he was also involved in that transaction. Yeah. What became of the OPR investigation of prosecutorial misconduct by Emil Bovee?
Yeah, Senator Whitehouse, to correct you for one moment, that would be the Honorable Judge Emil J. Bovee III to you.
Not at the time of this. He was an employee of the Department of Justice. And what became of the OPR investigation?
It's all pending litigation,
misconduct?
Senator. I can't discuss pending litigation nor personnel matters.
OPR customarily publicly says when there's an investigation, and at the end of it, they provide a summary. Why can't you say whether there's an OPR investigation and whether, if it's concluded, there's a summary?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss personnel matters.
Even public ones?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss personnel matters.
So, Kash Patel told this committee that his grand jury testimony after immunization, after initially pleading the Fifth, was, and I quote, sealed by the Department of Justice. How and when and why was his testimony sealed, and by whom?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss any testimony, especially testimony that could be sealed with you.
No, the question is, was it or was it not sealed?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss that with you.
Well, he also said that he worked with the Department of Justice to have his transcript released publicly. How and when was his transcript released? Presumably, if he released it publicly, that's something you can discuss because it's public.
Well, Senator, I believe you discussed that with Director Patel.
And I'm asking you because he said the Department of Justice made this decision and you run the Department of Justice.
I would refer that to Director Patel.
Even though you run the Department of Justice and he testified that the Department of Justice released his transcript publicly.
If it is released publicly, we will get you a copy, Senator, gladly.
What you just watched was simple on paper and terrifying in practice. A senator asked one question: what became of the $50,000 in cash the FBI paid to Tom Homan in a paper bag? Not how do you feel, not what's your opinion, just where did the money go? And watch the pattern. First dodge. Pam Bondi doesn't say where it went. She doesn't say who has it. She hides behind the script. Full review, no credible evidence of wrongdoing. That sounds official. It also completely dodges the question. So Whitehouse tightens it. Did the FBI get it back? Did Homan keep it? And instead of yes or no, she tells him to go talk to the FBI. Translation: I run the Department of Justice, but I'm not going to own this on camera. Then he goes for the next obvious angle. If Homan kept the $50,000 in 2024, did he report it on his taxes? That's where she drops the mask and swings at his family. She accuses him of pushing legislation to subsidize his wife's company. That's not an answer. That's what you say when the truth is more dangerous than the smear. And he calls it far-right internet talking points, because that's exactly what it is. Oppo research sprayed into the mic to distract you from a missing paper bag full of cash. But it doesn't stop there. He asks, what happened to the OPR investigation into misconduct by the prosecutor? Suddenly, everything is pending litigation and personnel matters. So he presses again. OPR normally says when there's an investigation and releases a summary. Can you at least confirm that? Bondi's answer: no. She won't discuss personnel issues, even public ones. Same move with Kash Patel. He told this very committee his grand jury testimony was sealed by DOJ, then later released with DOJ's help. Whitehouse asked the most basic questions. Who sealed it? When? Why? Was it even sealed or not? She refuses to say, over and over, I'm not going to discuss that with you. Then she finishes with that smug little, if it is released publicly, we'll get you a copy, Senator. It being a rather important word, so put the pieces together. On the record, under oath, the Attorney General won't say where $50,000 in FBI cash ended up, won't say whether the Trump ally who got it reported to the IRS, won't say what happened to an internal misconduct investigation, won't say who sealed key testimony or why, but will happily read a hit piece about a senator's wife into the congressional record. That's not just evasion, that's a blueprint. When the money is small, they say no wrongdoing. When the questions get specific, they say personnel and pending litigation. And when you still don't back off, they come for you personally. If oversight can't get a straight answer about one bag of cash, what do you think happens with billions? If you think $50,000 in FBI money shouldn't just vanish behind non-answers, share this clip and drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think actually happened to that cash? You're watching Liberty Lounge. If you want more clear breakdowns of hearings and political drama like this, consider subscribing and turning on notifications.